Bend over and say because you're going to feel a pinch. On the Extended Play Podcast with Ian Tank.
It's the Extended Play Podcast with Ian Tank. We are a music discussion podcast without the hipster snobbery. Man, I was just telling Tank, that was a journey, that intro. I didn't know where he was going with it. I knew it wasn't going to be good.
No, neither did I. all I had was the bend over part. And then,
that tracks.
Right, that's muscle memory at this point.
That's right. It's quite literally. So in today's episode, we are returning to one of our favorite segments called the Playlist Challenge. And if you're unfamiliar, really quickly, the Playlist Challenge is we pick a theme, or someone picks a theme, maybe a listener picks a theme, and we each pick 5 songs for each other that have something to do with that theme, and then we listen to them, and then rate them, essentially.
And sometimes, well, it's not sometimes, it's I kind of do them in advance. He does them on the fly.
Yep.
There's really no criteria. Really, none of this matters. But we do rank them 5 through 1.
It's fun. It's a way for us to introduce new music to each other mostly. We try to pick songs that the other person hasn't heard before, or at least that we want to hear the reaction to because we've never talked about it before.
Exactly. Yeah. And continuing with our recent tradition of going with user submissions instead of picking the topics ourselves, the one for this episode came from, and I believe I'm pronouncing this correctly, Minaj.
Okay.
He is a med student at Wayne State University.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And fan of the show.
Nice.
And again, wishes I would talk about Metallica less, but that's not really going to happen.
Join the club, Minaj.
Yeah, exactly. It's deal with it. But anyway, just throwing out there medicine, medical, whatever type stuff as a topic. I'm like, okay, that sounds like something we can work with.
Nice.
So that's what we're going to do. Topic being medical.
Okay, got it.
And
the password is
medical. But I went first last time, so we will have E begin this one.
Yep. All right. And so at number 5, the song I liked least, or the song I like least.
Yeah, there's no way to sugarcoat
There's no way to sugarcoat it. I mean, this is an easy one for me. Cut You Up with a Linoleum Knife by Mastodon.
Don't talk, watch. Don't talk, watch. You came here, watch it. Don't like it, walk out. We still have a fucking money. Do the nuts kick or jingle the seat that dropped on you while sitting there. I am everywhere at once, and I will cut you up. If you make out here, I will cut your lips and tongue from your head with a...
My favorite line is when he says, I will bite your torso and give you a disease.
So strange.
I know.
So I wrote down right away, I'm excited to hear Mastodon. I actually don't know much about them. I've heard the name forever. I know that they're kind of like a punchline for like hipsters to say like, I'm into metal, I'm into Mastodon, and I really don't even listen to them or know what they sound like.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I'm like, oh, okay. I've never taken the time to listen to them. And then I pull up, I was watching Spotify on my TV, and I pull up the album art, and it's fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and I was just like deflated immediately. Like, oh man, this like I'm not going to get to hear what they actually sound like, and I'm not going to understand it, and it's probably going to suck. Yep. So, I mean, I don't know if this is what Mastodon sounds like. I'm fine if they do sound like this. This is a metal song.
I think vocally, no. I think musically, yes. Vocally, no.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get the screaming part of it. I don't think that's them. That seems like a punchline.
I think, I could be wrong, I think you saw this with me.
Really?
I saw this. So this is on the Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters soundtrack.
Okay.
And I know I went with someone, and I think you went with me to see the movie. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it was someone else.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen the video, actually a lot of mine that from today, the video is a big part of it.
Yeah, sure.
If you watch it with the video, this was the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, because it's instructions and like don't talk during the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I maybe I'll ask you to link it, but it's pretty fucking funny because it starts, remember the old 50s, like it's a groovy time for a movie with the dancing candy and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay.
and then you hear like feedback.
Okay.
And they stop and they look over, and it's like a metal version of like a pretzel and nachos and popcorn.
Okay.
And then they play this.
Okay.
And like the pretzel is headbanging.
All right. Okay.
It's with the video and in the context, it's fucking funny.
That's a funny gag.
But
Okay.
in a vacuum, it's really weird.
Yeah, yeah. There was another one like, when would I ever listen to this? Like,
No.
I would never listen to
No,
it.
not at all.
Yeah. Actually, what I prefaced that, what I actually wrote down was just so fucking stupid. When would you listen to this? Yeah. But I get that it's also supposed to be stupid. So that's I'm not really digging on them. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, it's, oh, by the way, and this was the last song I listened to.
Yeah.
It was really a bummer of a way to end the playlist challenge because
Yeah.
because I only so Tank will text me the list of songs ahead of time, and I just listen to them in order that he texts me, and this was the last one on the list. So yeah, this is that's a five.
It was a
fiver.
reach. Plus, I mean, it's the connection to medical, because I was searching through different words, and I went to like surgery.
Oh, okay.
And I think I went to cut.
Gotcha.
And then I'm like, okay, this is a stretch. But they do talk about several quasi-medical procedures.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4 for me will be. This is a tough one, actually. It's between two. Let's go with Dr. Doctor by the Thompson Twins, or Thompson Twins.
Across the sea, and we can feel the motion of 1,000 dreams. Doctor, doctor, can't you see I'm burning, burning? Oh, doctor, doctor, is this love I'm feeling?
So this is another case where, so I listened to this one first because it was the first one on in Tank's text, and I saw the album cover art, and then I remembered Thompson Twins. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate this, and then I didn't hate it.
Oh, this video, by the way, is aggressively 80s.
Is it really?
Make sure you watch the video.
I'll link to that. Well, it'll be in our YouTube playlist that I always add to the show notes. But yeah, because their biggest song I couldn't stand.
Hold Me Now?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? It was because of the voice in
It
the
is.
chorus thing.
Yeah. I mean, perfect drop.
Kind of
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, because of that. I just didn't like this. So this opens up with, I mean, this song is so 80s. I mean, it must be 85. It must be in that meaty part of the 80s.
Dude, I bet I'm going to fucking look it up. I bet my theory of the 80s really became 80s in 85.
I mean, the synths at the beginning, like, it is so 80s in a actually kind of in a non-cheesy way.
Yeah.
Like,
1984.
there you go. Okay. So, right, getting into that
Yeah. Just the
super
peak
80s.
80s.
Yeah, but I really actually liked the synths at the beginning. From the title, I didn't remember the song. And I got maybe, right before the chorus came in, I'm like, oh, I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, Doctor, Doctor, can't you, what did it say? Can't you hear I'm burning?
I hope not.
That'd be weird. Can't you see I'm burning,
Yes.
burning?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, I hear the crackling.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so we've talked about listening to lo-fi hip hop beats a lot here. Something we put on the background all the time at my house. Tank and I have done that as well. Like when we're just hanging out, we'll have like the lo-fi channel on. They have like the Lo-Fi Girl one has a sister channel that's Synthwave Boy, and it's instrumental synthy 80s type stuff that's a little more up tempo than this. And this, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not a thing on its own. It's referencing the sound of the 80s,
Right.
and this is that sound essentially. And it's good. It's a quality 80s pop song.
Right.
Yeah, I have no problems with it. Lyrics are whatever, blah. There's a solid synth solo in it. It was pretty excellent. And the whole, I mean, it had to have been a punchline when this song came out. Doctor, Doctor, can't you see I'm burning, burning? That this was a song about venereal disease. Like it had, like,
I don't think so.
they couldn't have recorded this song and not thought, well, everybody's going to think that this is about a venereal disease.
But they're probably that naive enough.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
I
not.
mean, definitely not in the lyrics, right?
No, the song is not about a venereal
Well,
disease.
Hold on.
It's like he had love in his heart or some shit.
Lips at night give such delight.
I wrote that down actually.
but
yeah.
we all leave before the morning light.
Okay.
Not that burning sensation. Yeah. Fever, breathe your love on me. Well, it is a fever.
Oh yeah, you get a fever, sure.
Okay,
Okay,
bacterial
See,
infection.
I might not be that far off.
All right, I'm going to go down that rabbit hole to see if they were in on the joke.
Yeah, I like that you're going to be typing the words venereal disease in your Google search.
Oh, don't worry. I type V. It comes right up.
He hasn't cleared his history in a long time.
Dude, real talk. I am terrified of Googling stuff in front of other people. 'Cause you type that first letter and you're going to get one of 26 sorted fucking things.
Right. That's right. So good. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, whether it's about a venereal disease or not, it's a pretty decent 80s song. So number 4 for me. At number 3, Dr. Bombay by Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
You say, the more the booty make you shake, yo, to the brand new deep funk. Take a chunk, cause I'm much like a hunt to the dark skinned girls with funk and they shrunk. Coming from around the way, it's Del, better known as Dr. Bombay.
This song is a lot. Like when I put it on, there's a lot going on in this song.
Yeah, there is.
It's layers and layers and layers, basically of P-Funk. I mean, it's just a P-Funk song, really, with rap over top of it, which I'm cool with because it's groovy as shit, right? It's got a great groove to it. Dr. Bombay, I looked up. Dr. Bombay is a character from Bewitched.
Okay.
Bewitched. Yeah, he was like a witch doctor or something.
Okay.
I don't know what the reference is, why Del made a song called Dr. Bombay. Yeah, it didn't matter. It's just a fun kind of stupid hip hop song. The lyrics are super dense. There's a lot going on. It's kind of all over the place between girls with fat booties and how great his crew is. And it's just kind of, all like I said, all over the place. I thought I wrote down one of his, I wrote a note to myself, look up the lyrics while you're on air because they were so bizarre.
And speaking of bizarre, the video, I think he's running around with like a paper mache head.
Okay.
It's like a really weird, trippy video also, which everything Del does is a little weird.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So it's the very intro, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Bob, we got a patient in the front that's suffering from an oversized gluteus maximus.
And she wants to know if you can solve it. Solve isn't even the right word there.
It's not.
It's not a fucking math problem.
No, maybe. Verse 1. Mr. Dabalina is a jackass, much like a donkey, and I'm a pin the tail on the funky. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like I said, super catchy chorus. It's just a fun, silly song. I have, again, no problems with it. It's almost a little too catchy, where it's a bit earwormy, where I couldn't listen to it, like Juggalo Penis, for instance, right?
Wow.
Speaking of medical issue.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Wait till you see it. And again, people, if you missed that video episode of us reacting / analyzing the Juggalo Penis video from Clockwork E, just do yourself a favor. Even if not for our presentation of it, for your own
edification.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You need to add this to your life.
That's right.
Because I guarantee that you will at some point in the next 24 hours be walking around humming Juggalo Penis.
That's right. I'll add that to the show notes too. But that's number 3, Dr. Bombay, Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Kind of shocked that one of these next two is in front of it, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This was tight. I could have flip-flopped either one of these. Number 2 is Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
There is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let everyone to make. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
I'm picturing Phoebe Bridgers coming out on stage right now. So I'm obviously familiar with this song, but a close listen. This song probably doesn't require a close listen. It's kind of all feel, particularly the wah at the beginning, which is spelled as O A. So AH-AH.
Yeah.
AH-A. O A.
One of the funnier bits I heard on the Howard Stern show from way back in the day.
Okay.
They did like a take on Lassie.
Okay.
But it was a dolphin instead of a dog. And that's how the dolphin talked. Oh my God. They just played the drop of him making that noise as the dolphin communicating with the boy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I knew the song and I listened to it enough. I don't know what year this came out. I feel like I wasn't listening to a whole lot of radio anymore.
Gotta be 2000, give or take a couple years.
I feel like I was hearing this in other people's cars mostly. Like someone had the riff on or whatever. Yeah, you can't deny the riff.
2000.
2000, nailed it. Incredible riff, iconic drum. The drums are great at the beginning. I mean, immediately, I
Yes.
think like a whole generation of people know what song is coming when those drums come, and it puts a big smile on people's faces because of that stupid noise he makes at the beginning. I did not know he said, "Can you feel that?" Oh shit!
The ocean is what gets me.
So weird.
Totally sounds like some fucking porn video.
It really does. So whatever the song is about, him being sick and disturbed, if you will. I noticed like when he gets to the chorus, there's some weird hip hoppy type phrasing. So this is like walking the edge of nu metal a little bit, which I didn't know. Maybe I didn't realize that they did. Like, this chorus is get up, come on, get down with the sickness. The whole song is called Down with the Sickness, which is kind of like a weird turn of phrase, more hip hop than it is metal. So, which is a cool thing. I don't know. I just thought it odd. It's a bummer of a song in a way.
Yeah.
It's like how awful I am. There's a sickness inside of me. I'm going to spread it, or maybe, and then maybe you have it as well. Don't spread it to me.
Maybe that's how the Thompson twins got their venereal disease.
And it's David Draymond or whoever it is. Right?
Yeah.
But the bridge, we got to talk about the bridge. I had no fucking idea that was in the song.
I didn't know for maybe 10 years after, right? Because unless you pursued the song digitally or you bought the album, it's not on the riff.
Oh,
right?
sure. Does he not talk at all?
Right over it.
Right over it.
I mean, it's just gone.
Okay.
It's like from the end of one and it goes straight to the kong, 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 kong.
Okay. That's why I didn't know it at all.
No, it was not in any of the broadcast for obvious reasons, I
Okay.
guess.
Do we need to read it? I mean, how are we
think-
going to handle this?
No, I think a dramatic reading is in order.
Go ahead. Do you have it?
Here, full lyrics.
It is rough. So it's like talking, kind of scream, not.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
it's
like pleading.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's very desperate sounding.
So there's no mommy, don't do it again, don't do it again. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy, I promise. No mommy, don't hit me. Why did you have to hit me like that, mommy? Don't do it. You're hurting me. Why did you have to be such a bitch? Verse 2. Why don't you just fuck off and die? Why don't you just fuck up? Oh, why can't you just fuck off and die? Why can't you just leave here and die? Never stick your hand in my face again, bitch. Fuck you. I don't need this shit. You stupid, sadistic, abusive fucking whore. Jesus, even I didn't. By the way, that's a drop.
Yeah.
How would you like to see how it feels, mommy? Here it comes. Get ready to die. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean,
I knew it was bad, but I haven't read it.
I mean-
and this is why we do these songs in the playlist challenge. by the way.
absolutely.
Because I would have never actually read that bridge.
No, like this is all brand new information to me. I mean, a little on the nose. I mean, like literally says abusive. Like, come
Right,
on, man.
come on.
Leave something to
It's
the
heavily
imagination.
implied, dude.
I gathered it.
I'm all for good vague, but you could have vagued this up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, so I like he does some cool things vocally too, like just the way he pronounces words from time to like the whole violently, like how he does that. He's got a cool. And then I remembered I had not this album, but their next album, which is a typical E move. If you knew about me, like I would catch on to something too late sometimes, and then like, oh, okay, well, I'll see what they do next and get the next one, and it invariably sucks. Like it's never good.
Why was Disturbed even on your radar?
The song Prayer, which was the first song, and you would probably know it if you played it. It's fucking bang. It's really good. I actually really like it. Yeah, it was on MTV or something. Or they played it on the radio and I liked it.
So, but David Draymond, the whole thing, Disturbed keeps popping up.
I know.
It's like they got this weird relevancy.
Yes.
So now remember the Sound of Silence cover.
Yeah, blew people mind.
Really big deal.
Yeah.
And it was really well done.
Yeah.
He
did it live too, didn't he? Like on one of the talk shows. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is really well done. I mean, even just his quirks, like the iconic, like piercings he has because he's an Orthodox Jew or some kind of religion where he can't have tattoos.
Right.
So, but even in my feed recently, like there was, maybe you saw this. It's really sweet though. He's doing a concert and there's a little girl in the front row.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
she looks scared and he stops the show and just kind of chats her up. Be like, it's all right. Well, you know,
Yep.
I don't know. So definitely an interesting dude.
Yeah, and he's given like full blown speeches, like mental health stuff. He's he's been public with his mental health issues and saying like, raise your hand if you've lost somebody to suicide or something. And like, yeah, he seems like a solid dude. So anyway, yeah, the song, I mean, it's just fucking great. This probably would be my karaoke song.
And like, I'll get dressed up in drag. I'll play the mom for the bridge.
Incredible. I'll just curse you out.
Yeah.
It'd be so great.
And I'll just start crying. I'll run away out of shame.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely win the $25 gift card and free appetizer.
For sure.
For
Although when
crushing
we
it.
were in, our buddies and I were in Nashville and we saw a girl do Dragula who fucking knocked it out of the park. It was incredible. So, I mean, that's the bar. I think I'm going to fail.
we really need to start doing that.
It would be pretty great.
We got to go to karaoke nights.
There are so many funny,
yeah.
I saw one the other day where this is coming up in my social media feed where a girl does Teach Me How to Dougie, but she does it like flat. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. And it's just, she knows every fucking bar. And she like had done it on video a bunch of times, but then finally decided I'm going to go do it karaoke style. And you can see everybody's filming her. Like they're just like, what is happening?
Fantastic.
That would be great.
It would be good.
Yeah. Anyway, number 2, Down with the Sickness, Disturbed. That means number 1 is Bleeding Me by Metallica. So this is my favorite Metallica song.
Really?
Yes.
Did you know it before?
Yes.
Okay.
You played it for me, I think saying, I think this is the kind of Metallica song you would like.
Yes.
After I'd like stopped listening to them for years.
Yeah.
And it is. And which is funny because now I've come full circle and I'm into heavy, fast stuff. So I wouldn't mind any, conceivally any Metallica now. But at the time, this was in my wheelhouse for the tempo of it. I really love the chorus and it's what I love about it in particular. It's the timbre of his voice and whatever the cadence of the actual chorus itself. I just think it's really pretty. And that he changes keys in each of the 3, I think he does it 3 times.
Like I'm digging my way to something. I'm digging my way to something better.
Right. And it goes, he varies it up and down. And I love when artists are so thoughtful to do something like that, where the truth is he probably was like, I couldn't pick one. I liked the way I delivered all 3 of those. I'm just going to keep all 3 of them in the track. But,
and I'm sure it's been done before, but that gimmick I like.
I do.
Where every line in the verse was a sentence and then a longer version and then a longer version, but all 3 made sense on their own.
Yes. That's really cool. It's like real fast food or some shit like
exactly.
Yeah. Or whatever the one, the jeans one is. Yeah. A cool guitar effect to open up. Sounds very un-Metallica. Sounds like it's kind of underwater. Like you would not really know this is a Metallica song if you're listening to it. There's some slide guitar in there. I'm a sucker for slide guitar. I'm on the record about that. Very punchy. So it's a song that you find yourself pretending you're drumming to when the drums hit. Like very sort of cathartic to sort of release. He hits the cymbals throughout the chorus. I wish he didn't. I wish the first 2 times he didn't, and then the third one he did it for a change. I've heard artists do that before too, where you vary the drum fills at a certain point. Because by the end, I really like it.
Classic criticism of Lars, by the way.
Too much
reliance on the crash.
Okay, yeah. There's also I wrote down, quote, good vague lyrics.
That's right.
I'm with you on that.
That's right. And this is important in Metallica's history because this is where there's an arc of James' self-redemption, and it starts here. So Black Album was whatever.
Yeah.
Load was James realizing I got some problems.
Yeah.
Right. And the songs are very confessional.
For sure.
Carries through, and then Saint Anger is when it blows up.
Yeah.
Right. It's like,
so
this little mini arc of his self, this is very therapeutic.
Yeah. This is like, he noticed that he's on a path to self-destruction. So he wants to bleed all the evil, all the bad vibes out of him, which it's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Some great sort of classic James vocals.
Yeah.
Like the is from the tree. Like,
The tree I planted.
I mean, ooh, I can't take her out.
I can't take it.
Yeah, it's Caught Under Wheels Roll. That's the one where he does a different key each time, what I really like. Yeah, I really dig it. I said the solo is very late in the song. I love the chorus so much, I could have used another chorus after the solo.
Yeah.
And then, because it is the little disappointing tail off at the end. I know it's supposed to mirror the intro, but I think at this point it could have ended on a high note. Maybe would have been better. But I mean, what am I going to complain about? This is probably, easily my favorite Metallica.
And it's funny because it's an 8 minute, 18 seconds.
It does not feel like it that
exactly.
long. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how you were going to react to it. And one of the things, this is one of my, so this is part of considered like the holy triumvirate of the Load Reload era. There's Bleeding Me, Outlaw Torn, and Fixer.
Okay.
There's 3 epic type songs.
Okay.
And it's one of them. And the criticism is that it takes so long to build up, but I didn't know if it would be like, all right, this is just, I thought it might be like, this is too long.
No.
But this is one of those songs that like, it's a meal. It's a full meal.
It is.
And you need to be in the mood for a full meal.
Well, that's true.
If you're in the mood to like, I just want to grab a sandwich and go, it'd be like, God damn it, this is dragging on.
Right.
But if it's like, all right, I'm going to sit down and have a few courses.
Yeah.
Then you really have to be in the mindset to sit down and appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's way too long.
You ever do where like you put on a song and you're like, oh, this is too much for me right now. You ever do that? You're like, oh, I got to turn it. I love the song I chose to play. This is not the right time to play it. I could see that happening.
I got to circle back to this
That's
later.
right.
Yeah. No, it's it is one of my probably top 10.
Yeah.
Top 5.
No, it's a great song.
No, I'm glad you like it. Good choice.
All right. And with that, I will throw it on over to Tank with the songs that I chose for him.
Yes, sir. All right. So getting right into it. All right. At number 5, I'm going to go with Summer of Drugs by Soul Asylum.
And we were too young to be hippies. Missed out on the love. We turned to a teen in the late 70s in the summer of the drugs. Mama and Daddy could never understand their life was never dull. Their idea.
So it's a pretty song, and at the end also a fun song, kind of. Yeah, you don't get that combo often.
No, you don't. It's got that really sing-along chorus.
Yeah,
Right.
Normally it's pretty or fun, but not both. Just like women.
Jesus.
It's totally not true. It was just said to get a reaction out of you. But anyway, his voice here actually works really well. The Soul Asylum singer, the voice I could see doesn't always work.
Yeah, people don't like it.
And certainly I don't think I can handle the whole album of it.
Okay. That's fair.
I didn't even bother looking at the lyrics once I saw it's a cover.
Okay.
Or not even necessarily cover. So, because what it is, it's like, what's the point? I'm talking about the words as sung by them, but they didn't even write it.
Oh,
whatever.
sure. Yeah, I get it.
But it was super interesting, and I have a question for you because maybe you get this. So this wasn't on a proper album.
No.
It was on, well, it wasn't like a 30th anniversary re-release, but originally on this kind of benefit album.
For Victoria Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just copied and pasted from the Wikipedia, but in early 92, as Williams' career was beginning to take off, she was diagnosed with MS because she did not have health insurance. An array of artists, including Pearl Jam, Lou Reed, Maria McKee, Dave Perner, and Lucinda Williams recorded some of her songs on a CD for a benefit. And that benefit, Sweet Relief, actually now, it's a charity that aids musicians that need healthcare. Why for someone I'd never heard of, like, how did she get that much cachet?
I don't know. I mean, she was married to a member of the Jayhawks, but they weren't ever that big.
No.
Right? So, I mean, they were in the same level as she was. Her star must have been truly rising. She must have been like, maybe she's one of these like Joanna Newsom where she's like your favorite artist's favorite artist type situation. Yeah. But that whatever it was, like, I call it a soundtrack, but it wasn't. The tribute album was great. And it had all these artists that I listened to anyway. Like, I think I had a Soul Asylum album. Obviously, I've gone on the record as saying that I really like Pearl Jam, or at least I did. There's a Matthew Sweet song. I really like Matthew Sweet. So anyway, yeah. And this song for me, it's a standout because of the ridiculously creative opening line to it. Like no other song starts out with something so, like, it paints a scene. Not to steal your kind of comment, but it's my sister got bit by a copperhead snake in the woods behind the house. Nobody was home, so I grabbed the girl and I suck the poison out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. You're like, what? Where?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? How?
Yeah. No, and it is. It's a well-written song. It just feels weird to comment on it as a Soul Asylum song when it's not their song. You know what I mean? But no, it's definitely worth. I think you guys should check it out, and probably their songs on that album,
The
right?
Pearl Jam one is Crazy Mary, which they did play on the radio a little bit.
Okay.
Take a bottle, pass it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
that one. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, but I mean, I guess out of curiosity, I'm going to check out her stuff because I like this.
Yeah.
and, you know.
I remember liking this better than her stuff.
Okay.
I think she had one of those quirky voices, maybe.
Okay.
But
No, I could see
maybe
that
you'll find
then.
something. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
No, for sure.
Cool.
All right. So for number 4, I'm going to go with No Drugs, parentheses, Amperland, New York, parentheses, from Pine Grove.
I wanna feel good. I wanna feel good. Is it enough just to want to? Even if you mean it, I wanna feel
So first of all, this song title heavily implies it's a live performance.
It is.
What do you mean?
It's a live performance.
Well then, okay. So the parentheses of Amperland, New York.
So what it was is they basically recorded a move during the pandemic. The house that they all used to practice in, they recorded like 20 tracks live performances of it. What are you looking at me like that for?
Oh, because you said practice. And you're
Oh,
lucky.
you look
You're
right.
lucky that the pads were programmed for something else right now.
Anyway, the house that they would practice in, they called it Amperland. I think they called it, or maybe it is an actual place. Anyway, they filmed basically a concert video with no people there. And that's how I discovered the band.
Okay, but see, you're the king of giving me these fucking songs.
You can find it though, right?
No, but okay, but then I don't know. Should I be looking for a particular performance? Because they have a song just called "No Drugs"
Right.
on the album,
Right.
But then
I like this performance of it.
okay, but see, as far as I know, this is just the song.
Right.
So I did make sure I Spotified "No Drugs" Amperland, New York. But I'm like, is this just the song? Because it doesn't sound live.
It doesn't sound
There's
live.
no crowd.
There's no crowd. Good
So I'm
point.
like-
Oh, I get it.
Like,
That's
is
confusing.
this is this the version?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it is a live in studio version of a studio song.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
Like I said, they're in a house. They have
yeah.
professional recording equipment in it. No fans though.
But it's not the original recording.
It is not.
Okay.
That's on a different album.
But I would imagine it sounds a lot like the original
It
recording.
sounds a lot, but because I'm so familiar with this album,
Yeah.
I chose that one. I didn't
Okay.
want to choose the other version.
Yes, but it always sends me on a path of confusion of like, do I have the right one?
Sorry, man.
What album is it on? And then it is on, I think, is it Marigold? There's like some
Yeah.
album it's on, but it's not the one this song is on. And whatever. I just fucking shake my head and listen to it. I stop trying to figure all this out. Now, from their Wikipedia page, I just thought this was funny. Just the way it was presented cracked me up. Pine Grove is known for their literary lyricism and loyal following of fans, which refer to themselves as Pine Nuts.
That's right.
So, yeah. Are you a Pine Nut?
No, I haven't got the tattoo. Apparently, they have a tattoo
What?
that they all get. Yeah, it's a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, like a
Damn.
very an outsized loyal fan base
Yes.
for how big they are.
Surprise! Like Spotify has like 1 million listeners.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a Pine Nut yet.
Not yet.
But I do like the song.
Okay.
It's got a breezy swing to it. If it was a beverage, it would be a summer shandy.
Ooh, I like a summer shandy.
Right?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, there's not. And some comment I read at the Cracked Up yesterday, some person had a blood alcohol level of 1.5%. Like it was the highest one ever recorded, like from a DUI. And so one of the comments was like, homeboy was literally a shandy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you can, and I did look into Pine Grove a bit. Basically, there's like 2 guys who have been like the core members, and the rest of it kind of rotates a bit.
Yeah.
I have a note here. You could tell that the drummer was involved in the mix because the snare is loud.
It's loud. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to look into him as kind of working a background music. Doesn't blow my socks off, but it's like, but I liked it.
Yeah.
And that's really, when I say 4 and 1, that's what I was getting at. It's like the 4 of them are like, these are all good songs. There's no obvious number 5.
That's how I felt about it too. Yeah.
All right. So moving on to number 3, I will go with Broken Head by Catherine Wheel. So really good vague lyrics, almost literal. Like
Yeah, maybe 2. Yeah,
pretty much right there.
Yeah,
Now I wasn't familiar with Catherine Wheel outside of hearing the name.
right.
Like if you would have come up to me and said Catherine, I would have said Wheel. Like
Oh wow, that from it. Like
yeah, like I know. Well, if we were talking about music,
Sure.
Otherwise, it'd been like your mom. But we like there's
I mean, so many jokes.
yeah. I
to
mean
fill in
that's
there,
true, right? But so yeah, it's again one of those blind spots where there's probably 100 or so bands where it's like familiar with the name but couldn't tell you what it sounded like. So.
Yeah. Which we just mentioned because I've had them in the underrated episode. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these songs came from our remnants.
I think so.
Because I talked about how Load was a great album,
Yep.
underrated.
Yep.
So I couldn't place the timing of the song because again, I wasn't familiar with the band or even their time in the space-time continuum, like where they fit.
Okay.
But I was surprised that it was 1993.
Wow, that seems way early.
It sounds way newer.
Yes.
I would have put this at like 2010.
Yeah.
So
That's a good sign.
credit
right?
to them,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
That it was definitely, literally ahead of its time.
Right.
Because it did not sound like 93.
No.
The vocals are kind of iffy for me.
Okay.
The
see
mix kind of off. It's a very shoegazy mix.
It is a very shoegazy mix.
But it's nice guitars at the end. So overall, I like it. It's definitely whet my appetite with an H
That's right.
for. I think this is the album Chrome.
Yeah, this is a good one to check out.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to at least just give that a listen as I'm doing some work and see if where it goes from there.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Cool.
So number 2 is a song called "Sprained Ankle" by Julian Baker.
I can't go to bed without drawing the red, shaving operas. Each one so heavy, each one so cumbersome, each one a lead weight hanging between my lungs, spilling my guts, sweat on a microphone, breaking my voice whenever I.
So great lyrics, very vulnerable and expressive. Again, kind of on the nose, but I think it in a good way. The song is very short and sweet. It's poignant. It's only like 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Simple in arrangement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, so Boy Genius is one of these things that I don't.
Chicken or the egg thing.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Is it a super group to where?
Yeah.
So was Boy Genius first?
No.
It was second.
Yeah.
So she.
They
had
were,
her
all
own
they
thing.
were all touring together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But so this is pre Boy Genius. Okay. Okay. Because this happens a lot. And I think we saw with Nico Case also, where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I've heard them before, but I there's no way I could place where.
Sure.
But then I read this, like, oh, it's probably some other Boy Genius song we
There
talked
you go.
about. Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, it sounded familiar, and I guess now I know why.
There you go.
Just a good song. I mean, there's not much to say about it. I'm definitely going to, again, go down that rabbit hole a bit. Makes me want to listen to more. At some point, I think that, I want to say I get bored with it, but like the poignant, direct thing works in small doses.
I agree with you.
But I don't know how I could do an hour of that.
I agree.
Right.
It's a lot. It's an emotional, it's a lot emotionally to like, if like you're really paying attention, it's a lot to listen to a whole album.
It's like a very rich dessert.
it is like a very rich.
I can have a small slice of it, but I can't have a whole cake.
That's right. Yeah. Be good on a mix tape.
Yes.
Essentially. Yeah. Or playlist.
But no, definitely worth digging into deeper. So I plan on doing that. Cool. And a solid number 2.
Nice.
Which is probably a joke there. But.
Some days you're really hoping for a solid number 2.
Exactly.
Maybe a
Right.
gift.
And some days you don't get it. All right. So number 1 will be The Bends by Radiohead.
Where do we go from here? The words are coming out all weird. Where are you now? When I need you, alone on an airplane, falling asleep against the window pane. My blood will thicken.
So, I mean, yeah, obviously when you put this group of songs together,
Yeah.
right, it has to be.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
but I mean, so it's good because it'll jumpstart I keep putting off the inevitable exploration I need to do on Radiohead.
Yeah. Sure.
So it was a reminder that I need to do that. First note on this song, it just doesn't sound right without John Bush singing it.
What?
That was just to antagonize.
Whoa.
me.
Oh, right.
Right?
Wait, and it was the Bends that did
Yes.
it? Oh, I didn't even realize that. That's
Yes.
right. Okay, so longtime listeners,
Yes.
we it wasn't on a playlist challenge, I don't think.
I made you listen to it in the car.
You made me listen to it in the car in between recordings, I believe. I think we recorded
Yes.
a show, went out for lunch, came back, and I'm like, holy shit, is this terrible?
Yes.
So it was the lead singer of Anthrax did
Yeah.
Anthrax did a cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm guessing he was just a good sport, and it's Charlie that wanted to do it.
Okay.
So, and perhaps as a homage to why we enjoy the playlist challenge is I think I've heard the song before, but I've never listened to it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
And that's the case with a lot of these.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, of course I've heard it. It's
Yeah.
been on, you know.
Yeah.
But it really is a great song. So I would imagine, and I don't know, but I would imagine this sits pretty much squarely in the middle so Pablo Honey was maybe just, hey, we're a new alternative rock band.
Yeah.
And then later on, they're way out there.
Way out there.
But it seems like maybe this album was the middle 50, like still kind of rock.
Yeah.
But you were starting to see where they were going.
Maybe OK Computer.
Okay.
But that gets pretty far out for some people right away too. But this is still a pure alternative rock album.
Because this song does, but
it rocks. Like it is a heavy
Yes.
rocking song.
yeah. But you see, I guess, a little bit more nuance
Yeah.
under, if you look one layer deeper, you see there's,
Yeah, there's some like cool arrangements and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some weird stuff going on.
you
Sure.
could see the promise of where it's going. Now, that being said, I was shocked when because I usually look at Wikipedia for artists, albums, whatever, to see if there's more information I'm not aware of. Shocked at the reviews of this album when it came out.
Oh, what were they?
So
Because this one has like
it is fake plastic
fake
trees.
plastic trees on it.
Yes. So there's
Just
So there's so
My Iron Lung.
Chicago Tribune gave it 1 star out of 4. Wow. Entertainment Weekly a B+.
Okay.
The Guardian 4 stars. Guardian loved it.
Okay.
British newspaper.
Okay. That makes sense.
But Rolling Stone 3.5 out of 5. Spin gave it a 5 out of 10.
wow.
And
That's rough.
it was if you go across the board, it was generally not positive.
Really?
Yes. So what's funny then is there's another section on Wikipedia right below it.
Okay.
And it's funny because the criticisms of it, I think it was from the Spin review, were like, "Oh, it's self-indulgent," and
Oh, really?
yeah, it was very much the same things they would come to laud them for.
I see.
I think they were very much in the just shut up and make a rock album
Right.
mindset.
God, that quickly after
Yep.
your debut album.
Yep.
Gosh.
So what's funny, and I'm sure this juxtaposition is intentional. Right beneath that little grid is retrospective reviews.
Okay.
All Music 5 out of 5 stars. Blender 5 out of 5. Rolling Stone 4 out of 5. Pitchfork 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stone album guide 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
So it's like you give it 3.5, and then later you give it a 4,
Yeah.
and then you do an album guide and give it 5.
Yeah.
Like, but it really made me less self-conscious about the kind of reviews we do. I'm like, no one knows what the fuck they're doing,
No, we don't.
right?
We
It's
don't.
like-
They don't.
exactly.
Yeah. You need time. It's your opinion's going to change over time.
Right.
You need context.
You as a person change. Maybe
Yeah.
some things you're just not ready for yet.
Yes.
And if a band truly is ahead of its time, it's impossible for it to be reviewed correctly.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So-
no, you can't know that this is going to be a leap, and this is
Right.
Yeah.
No. But it's an obvious number 1 song. It's a great song. And I think today I will just go buy that album today and just fucking get started.
Oh, it's a great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's very nostalgic. It sounds like a '90s record, you
Yeah.
know, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
High and Dry is on this too. Like 2
Yeah.
big singles.
Yeah.
And they didn't like it.
I know.
Crazy.
But I fully, because I'm so used to Radiohead being glazed by critics for so long
Yeah.
that I'm like, I wonder what they praise and heaped on this album.
Sure.
And to see it be mostly negative was fucking
Crazy.
a trip.
It's crazy.
Which again, it just goes to show the fraudulent nature of they could put out an absolute turd of an album tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's getting 10 out of 10.
It may.
Right? It's funny because it's kind of like people's own careers, right? Early in your career, at your office job, you're shit on, you're not paid enough, you're not appreciated,
Right.
you're underpaid, overworked,
Right.
contributing way more than they think
Right.
you're worth.
Right.
And at the end of your career, you're sitting there shopping on Amazon for 7 out of 8 hours and you're making double what you're making a few years
Right.
ago.
And anything you do, you're like, wow, that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Man, he gets it.
Right.
Yeah, fucking it's a joke. Anyway, clear number 1.
Awesome.
And but a good group of songs overall.
Cool.
So that'll do it for this medical themed episode.
That's right.
And
Neither of us contracted any venereal diseases, as far as we know, during the recording, at least.
The day's not over. And, follow us on our socials.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Please.
Smash something.
Yes.
And also, most importantly, find us at contact@extendedplaypod.com.
Yeah.
And give us your idea for the next playlist challenge.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you, listener Minaj. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. This was a great idea.
Yeah. So thanks again. We will see you soon. We'll be back next week. The season's wrapping up.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to take I guess we haven't talked about this, but we are going to take a little bit of a break over the summer.
Yeah.
Summer in Michigan is too great to miss out on, and we've been recording nonstop
Yeah,
for
I mean,
a long time
fucking
here.
slaving over a hot stove.
We
for,
introduced video this year.
right.
I mean,
people.
come on.
Right. But yeah, so this will probably be the last playlist challenge of the year, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Or of the season.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next season with more. But so you got some time to come up with ideas for us.
That's right.
We'd be happy to hear.
Cool. All right. Take care, everybody.
All right. See you.
See ya.